got a better picture of the full moon. Happy Libra. We're gonna talk about what this Libra is doing, the chakras, because I do chakra work. I am an energy alchemist. I alchemize the energies. Anyone who's been in my workshops know we do workshops with the full moon every quarter. The next one is going to be in June. We just did the one in March, which was really important because March was when we were in the Pisces season, and we had Third Eye Atlas closing it out with the energetic seal. We had the new moon and the spring equinox as a trifecta, and this is the first full moon of the new year. Pow, 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 pow. Celebrate that. Ooh, how. Libra is my moon sign. Okay, Libra is my sun sign. But yes, your moon sign is your inner world. For those who don't know, the moon represents the inner world, the sun represents the outer world, right? And in your consciousness, this is why I love doing my soul work. The workshop that I do, it is not just about the energy centers. It is also utilizing the celestial bodies. Where is the placement of the sun and the moon and the stars, the planets, as well as tapping into our consciousness. And this is why I always say one of my slogans for the workshop is to tap in and unlock. Greetings, you made it. Welcome to our full moon, to tap in and unlock your soul codes, because it is so ideal to do a full moon transmutation and to work with the full moon. We're welcome. Tap up, keep the hearts coming so more people could find us in here, because the full moon is that cosmic spotlight, right? It is when it is in opposition to the the sun being in Aries. It's on the opposite axis of Libra. So whenever it's in that exact opposite, we have the full moon. And that opposition is not an opposition to fight. It's not an opposition for bad. The opposition is to find balance between the two, right? It's always about the harmony between the two. So the opposition is here for us to find balance. What are we finding balance between? Well, Libra is the we and Aries is the me, is the I, right? Libra is, let me bring it down a little bit because I know I got all these words in my face. And Libra is the we, which is activating us having compassion, finding the compassion for the collective, finding the balance. It's about balance, right? So not only is the opposition asking us to balance, but Libra is about balance and justice, but not justice the way we think, like justice or revenge for this and that. It's about the true justice where we find ourselves accountable. What are we accountable? How do we find a justice for how we show up, us, ourselves? And that's what helps us to have compassion for the collective, because we're not looking to blame. We're not looking to for revenge. We're looking for compassion for the collective because we found true justice in ourselves, right? That is the Libra, especially at the inner world aspect, the innermost part of your world, the emotional body, right? I'm here, my hand tied at the moment. Okay, thank you, thank you. Just you being here and coming in and tapping up the hearts, you did enough. So thank you, Ra. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the follow. And understanding what the moon does, I always encourage people, if you're entering into the fifth dimension, 1144, master number 11, master number 44, that's master enlightenment and master balance. Master balance 4 is that foundational balance. So the moon is always an opportunity to grab your surfboard, grab your energetic, surf these energetic waves, because it's bringing us some stuff. Shalom, Wendy, peace, love, and light. Come on through, grab a heart meet, or tap and add some hearts. I don't even know what grab a heart meet is. That's just what they be saying. So I know it helps the algorithm somehow. But if not, tap some hearts so other people could help find this frequency that we on right now, these high frequencies. So for anyone that's entering into the fifth dimension, entering into the Aquarian age, to the 144 chosen of the chosen of the chosen few, the 144 ascendants, which is not a number, it's a frequency. To anybody who resonates with that, the full moon is always an opportunity to transmute. It's an opportunity to remove the shadows and to tap into your subconscious mind. That's how you get your soul codes. Your soul codes are locked in your subconscious mind. You have to tap into the subconscious, right? What power does the moon hold? A lot of power. The moon is that it's a reflection of light, because we know that the true light is coming off of the sun, so it is a reflector. It reflects, right? And so this full moon is giving us a chance in its reflection for us to have an introspection. The moon is that feminine energy, which is representing in your consciousness the subconscious mind, which is the feelings, the emotions, the intuition, or the understanding, right? The sun is will, where the moon is understanding. So it's bringing that understanding, which is why I love that as I do the chakras with it, we end up on the heart chakra on the full moon day, because we want to bring everything up into the heart. We want to transcend whatever we need to transcend, that we're bringing from the fears in the root, the guilt in the sacral, the shame in the solar plexus, and any grief that may have been sitting in the heart. We bring all of that up. We transmute that, bringing it up into the heart for self-actualization in the heart, right? And in doing so, we transmute, transform, and transcend. And we transcend these fear-based thoughts and feelings, bringing up into the higher realms of our consciousness, bringing it up into the higher chakras, if you will, into the spiritual realm. The lower chakras are the physical. The upper chakras are the spiritual, and the heart is the bridge. So we're now at the bridge when we're on the heart chakra day. That's right, Ra. We are the magic, right? And so this moon energy really allows us to tap into ourselves, to take an introspective look at what's going on in our consciousness, what's going on in our life, world, and affairs. It's a multi-dimensional thing that's happening. It's a multi-complex of things that's happening, right? It's highlighting so much for us at this point right now. The moon, as that cosmic spotlight, is really spotlighting any dysfunctions, any misappropriations that we may have had. It brings it to the surface. That's why when the full moon comes, everybody's like, oh, this is happening, it must be a full moon, like the full moon is bad. The full moon is not bad. It's helping us out. It's bringing the things that's in our subconscious in order to tap into our soul codes. As I said, we got to tap into that subconscious. So what happens is bringing the things from the subconscious into the light of our consciousness. It's bringing it into our conscious phase of mind. So it's bringing these things that we don't normally pay attention to. It be sitting dormant in our mind, taking up space, wasting time in our mind. And so what happens is with the full moon, it brings all of that up. So a week before the full moon, you'll start feeling some stuff. A couple days before the full moon, you'll start feeling some stuff. You don't even got to look far. If you're ever in a workshop, when I be telling people, hey, you don't got to look far. When I say, let's find out what is the fear-based thoughts and feelings, you don't have to look far. It's right there. The very thing that's agitating you right now, the thing that has been bothering you in the past week, maybe even the past 2 weeks, the past week, the past, bring it back to me, Spirit, the past, I just said it, the week and something, the recent past, you get what I'm saying, the 3 days, thank you, Spirit, because the moon is most potent 3 days before, 3 days after. So whatever has been coming up to you and really irritating to you, calling on you, it's right there. It's not to bring you down. It's to bring you to a revelation of truth. It's to bring you to be able to see it. It's bringing it to the light of your consciousness so you can grab it and say, oh, this is bothering me. So we could take the time to look at it in a certain way to say, oh, okay, this is really bothering me. If you're willing to be mature with yourself in spiritual maturity, which for those of us who've been getting the upgrades of Third Eye Atlas, we've been brought into a spiritual maturation, right? The activation of Third Eye Atlas was a spiritual maturation, bringing us to the North Node, traveling along the ecliptic plane from North Node, from South Node Virgo to North Node Pisces, which is why everything closed out in Pisces, the energetic seal, because it was to bring us to, in the house of spirituality, which is Pisces, into a spiritual maturation, right? It was to activate that, to amplify that. So all of this is helping us to take us to that next level, right? Yes, Ra, it's like our own rapture. Get caught up in the rapture, caught up in the rapture of love. What song is that? Who sing that? Y'all know the song, right? To be caught up in the rapture of love. This is love. It is a part of the fifth dimension. It is a part of the love frequency. So the full moon is an opportunity to tap into that. And I kid you not, I do this every month. I do a full moon transmutation every month, right? And for those who've been in my workshop, I do the workshop quarterly. So people have 4 times a year to tap into this workshop, but I personally do it every single month, and I've been doing it since 2020, when I came out of my dark night of the soul, when spirit was guiding me more. I always looked at the moon. I always looked at the moon and the stars when I was a child, but 2020, when the gloves came off in 2020, when everything was changing and spirit was like, the alarm was going off, and y'all know 2020 was when we got our 2020 vision. So a lot of people was going through tower moments, dark night of the soul, all of that. This is when it dawned on me to tap into the full moon in this way. And because I work with my energy centers and learning that it takes, that the moon is most potent 3 days before, 3 days after, I started working with the root chakra 3 days before and going all the way up to the crown 3 days after. Eating the foods of that chakra, doing everything that is about that chakra for that day, right? And so with the earlier chakras, that's why I get into earth. So any of you who may go on my page, you're going to see all of the gardening that I was doing, because it's very interactive when you do grounding, when you're grounding and you get in the earth. And so for each day I have a chakra that I work with. So you'll see me running through all 4 of them today, because I didn't get to do it 3 days earlier, right? I'm so in love with making melodies with the harp. Ooh, yes. You do the harp? Not many people do the harp. That's a good sound healing frequency. It's so healing and it's so soothing and gentle. It reminds you to be in a place of peace and calm, which reminds me of Salacia, which is where Neptune is in a conjunction with Salacia, that is bringing the peace and calm to all this Aries type energy, being that Neptune and Saturn is in Aries. And I'm going to get into that. I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to tap that in. Tap the heart. Welcome in. Thank you, user 4754 and all those other numbers. Thank you for following. Hit the heart or grab a heart meet, however that goes, so we can continue to get those who are finding this frequency, because this is high frequency right now, right? Aries is your rising. Oh, this full moon is definitely working with you, Ra, because your moon is, this is your full moon, by the way. This full moon is your full moon culmination, right? This is the full moon in Libra. So anyone whose moon is in Libra, this is your full moon time. And with Aries being your rising, that is the opposite. So this opposition is definitely working with you in the balance of the we and the me, right? The Libra, compassion for the collective, that is bringing us into our soul sovereignty, true soul sovereignty, where we can walk in our authentic authority into the spiritual house, into spiritual maturation. Right? And this is all saying a lot with the Aquarius. It's also helping us with the Aquarian age as well. Entering into the Aquarian age, because that's where we are right now. We are in the age of the knowing, the age of Aquarius, which is the we. That's why we need this balance of compassion for the collective. That's why we need to be in the love frequency. This is all helping us into the love frequency. And this is helping us to come through, to undo the shadows of the Piscean age, because we got caught up in the shadows of the age of the Ram. We got caught up in the shadows of the Piscean age. So all of this is helping us to really undo the dysfunctions and the shadows of the Piscean age that went wrong from the age of the Ram, right? And this is why we have Chiron. Chiron is almost out of Aries. It's at the final, you know, degrees of Aries. But Chiron for the past, 4 years, 3 to 4 years, or 3 to 5 years, has been working, being that Chiron is the wounded healer, has been helping us really remove the wounds from the age of the Ram. So a lot of that has been happening now, and it's now about to enter into Taurus. But we'll talk about that, for another time. All cardinal. Oh yes, you're in a cardinal square, Ra, with your sun being, I think you said Capricorn. Let me see what you said. Yep, Capricorn sun, Aries rising, and Libra. So you got a whole cardinal square going on. Do you have any placements in Cancer? Because if you do, you really will have a grand cardinal cross in your natal chart, which means you're definitely here to lead, to start things. The cardinal are like the ones who take the lead. We're approaching the age of Aquarius, at least physically. Yes, physically, energetically, spiritually, all of that. We're actually in the Aquarian age. We've been in the Aquarian age officially since around, I think it's 2020 or 2021, if I'm not mistaken. We've been in the Aquarian age right now. Some people are just now waking up, just now recently waking up, or have just recently, maybe previously woken up, and they're entering into that right now. But we've been in the Aquarian age, and we've also been in the fifth dimension. We're now entering like another level of the fifth dimension. And I know because I'm also a 5D pioneer. I've been pioneering the 5D officially since 2022, like doing light grid activation, all of that since 2022, advocating for the 5D independence, which was 2/22/2022. I've been doing that since 2022. I've been in 5D officially since 2021. Like when I slipped in and felt it, it was 2021, and I was looking around like, what the hell? Like a whole new world. Like the world, everything just looked different, and everybody else looked crazy. I know they'd be looking at me like I'm crazy, but when you really enter into the fifth dimension, it's like what are y'all doing? Like, y'all still wearing masks? And I'm not just talking about masks from 2020. Like, people are still wearing a mask energetically. People are still wearing a filter. This is why filters are so good. People love filters because people are still wearing their filters and wearing their masks in the great fifth dimension. Like, come on. We in a whole nother dimension, and in 5D, nothing is a secret. There's no secret, is an illusion. There is no secrets. There is no privacy, because it's all in the open. For those who are in the fifth dimension, 5D is the expression of creation in time. It is beyond the fourth dimension. The third dimension is creation. The third dimension is creation. The fourth dimension is time. The fifth dimension is the expression of that creation in time. So it's everything that just is. It's the whole energetic realm. It's in the atmosphere. It is the atmospheric body, just like the throat chakra is the atmospheric body, and the throat chakra is what? The fifth chakra going up. And speaking of which, this particular full moon is emphasizing the throat chakra, because tomorrow is a throat day. So I know there is an emphasis on the throat chakra. Ashe, hello. Hey, Damon, welcome in. Come on in and get your heart meat, whatever that means. Somebody tell me what heart meat means, because I'm just saying it. But drop some hearts. Go ahead and tap, because the more you tap the hearts, the more it opens the pathways for those in remote places to find these high frequencies in our divine timing, right? Do you know what age we are in according to the sidereal astrology? Sidereal. No, I do not. And I gotta look into sidereal more. I'm kind of tunnel vision into the just the regular astrology. Um, I feel like all of that, it gets so confusing when I start to look at the other type of astrology. It's like spirit just guides me to stick with what I know. It's like, stick to what you know. This is what we're showing you. This is how we're talking to you. But eventually, not to say I'm close to it, I'll get to it eventually. But for now, this is the cosmology as it is understood through the interpretation of this vessel, right? So this is how I gotta give it. Ashe, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Drop some hearts and all of that good stuff. So this age though that we're in this age now, and for us to successfully be in the Aquarian age, we have to get rid of the dysfunctions, the shadows of the age of the ram and the shadows of the Piscean age. And it's very important, lest we fall into the shadows of the age of the knowing. And the shadows of the age of the knowing are happy full moon, by the way, for those who are just coming in. Happy full moon in Libra. That's what we're talking about, the full moon, and just how the full moon helps us um, ascend and transcend into the next timelines, into quantum leaping, into the Aquarian age and the fifth dimension and all of that. The full moon definitely helps us when we attune to the cosmos. The new moon and the full moon, they both do. So we have to get out of these shadows, unless we're, at least we fall into the shadows of the Aquarian age. And the shadows of the Aquarian age are going to be, it's like when we hoard information, or we know things but we do nothing about it. It's not enough just to know. The knowing is to help us in what in where we're growing, right? So that the default, the shadow of the Aquarian age, is when we just collect information and do nothing about it. Or for those of us who just give information and do nothing about it, right? Like the information that I give, it's not without due diligence. It is with practical application, right? Everything that I'm telling you is not just things that, it's definitely not things that I'm reading unless I'm reading the book of life within. This is through downloads that I get. This is through soul ascension and DNA activation of my own soul's work, as well as my gifts, claircognizance, clairsentience, empathic, abilities. It's through all of that, being a Reiki master, all of that intertwined, but it is definitely through experience, right? You can't get anywhere without practical application. Faith without works is dead, right? Thanks for the heart meat. Faith without works is dead. So if we're not working it, it works if you work it, right? Not if somebody else works it. We're not in the age where we're waiting on a God in the sky, or we're waiting on the blood of Jesus. We're talking about the Christ consciousness in you. We're talking about the blood in you, right? Your blood is the blood that needs to be dipped in Christ consciousness, which means you need to tap into your super conscious mind, because that's what the Christ consciousness is. It's your super conscious mind. So this is where we have to have true responsibility. There's no other way but to have the ability to respond to truth. We have to have accountability, the ability to account for the energies that are held in account in our cosmic blueprint, in our soul's imprint. This is what we came here for. This is all a part of the convoluted universe that we're in. There's no one way to eat a Reese's, right? There's no one way for anything. These are multiple avenues, multiple pathways, multiple dimensions in time as we travel through the dimensions in our mind. So all of this is very intrinsic according to the cosmic design. Ashe, can I get an Ashe? How many of you have a moon? Does anyone here who knows their moon sign? Drop it in the chat if you know your moon sign, or if anyone is a moon Libra. Libra full moon. This is your time. Ashe, Ashe, come and get it. The first full moon of the true new year, right? Ariane says hers is a Leo, so your moon didn't come yet. What do we have in Leo? Do we have anything in Leo? Not yet. Me, Aquarius. We just had new moon in Aquarius not too long ago. Virgo. Oh, you have Virgo. Your full moon was intense last month. That full moon in Virgo, if you had a Virgo full moon, it was really bringing that, the shadows of Virgo, because our south node is in Virgo, so it was really bringing that up, right? Let me see. Somebody said my moon is Libra. Yep, so is Ra. Said yes, it was. It was very intense that last full moon because a lot was happening. It was intense for a lot of people, but specifically if you had placements in Virgo, and especially if your moon was Virgo, which my moon is Virgo. Me too, me too. I'm a Virgo, moon sign. I'm more Virgo than anything. I got a whole stellium in Virgo, right? So a lot of you may think that wherever your sun is, that's the sun is your outer world. It's who you show up in the outer world. Like I like to tell people, tell me your moon sign. When people are like, oh, I'm a this. No, tell me what that moon sign do. Because that moon sign is your inner world. That moon sign is who you are in the inner core. It's your emotions and who you really are, right? Not just who you show up in the outer world. The moon sign is who you really are. And more importantly, your stellium. Most importantly is where you have a stellium, right? Libra, you must love yourself more. Yes, that is the heart chakra. Ashe, what is the heart chakra? Let me see what you're saying. Let me see. Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Thank you, Kim, for following through. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts. Continue, because the more you pump the hearts, the more other people get to find this high frequency we on right now. My Capricorn is my stellium. Is crazy. That means you're more of a Capricorn. That's the next thing I tell people. The first thing I'll say is, tell me your moon sign, right? Thank you for the sun. That's who you show up as, but and your rising is, also like who you show up as, like real surface level. That's your rising. Usually when people first meet you, that's probably what they will see is your rising. That rising layer of you. But the moon sign is who you really are. And then the next thing I'll say is, tell me your stellium if you know. If you have a stellium, and for those who don't know, the stellium is when you have a whole lot of planets in one sign. If you have 3 or more placements in one sign, then you got a stellium. Right? So I usually would say, well, where's your stellium? Because that's mainly what you are, right? For example, I'm a Libra. My sun sign is a Libra. And I thought I was so Libra. And it turns out I only got like 1 or 2 placements in Libra. My Pluto, my Pluto. I'm a Libra Pluto generation. Most people who are born in my generation has a Libra Pluto, right? So that's my sun sign. My moon, as I just said, is Virgo. So of course my inner world is, I'm a little bit more Virgo-ish, right? And I used to think that I got some Virgo tendencies because Virgo is right there. And I have some Scorpio tendencies because Scorpio is right behind me, and I'm at the end of Libra. So I was like, man, I got some Scorpio tendencies. I got some, maybe because they right next to Libra. Turns out that it's because I have a stellium in Virgo and a smaller stellium in Scorpio. I have a lot of planets in Virgo. So I'm so Virgo, even though I don't have a sun in Virgo. I'm so Virgo. And so this Virgo full moon was really working with me, right? And then the next stellium is in Scorpio. So that explains why I have these scorpionic tendencies to go real deep. Scorpios go real deep, right? And I have more of the evolved aspects of the sign. That's another thing. The signs can be shadows, or the evolved aspects. It's why sometimes when you meet people, you like, oh, they not like that. That's because they probably have a stellium in another sign. They probably have a moon in another sign. And another aspect to that is that they're probably the shadow aspects of that sign, right? And the shadow aspects is when you're not as evolved. Yes, there is an evolution. We travel through an evolution through the astrological signs. There's an astrological evolution through our soul. A lot of people don't recognize that, but there is. And the more we work on ourselves is the more we evolve through the signs. We're here to transcend and evolve. So some of the things that you may be born into and you may be in those shadows of those signs is not about doom and gloom. It's because you have to transcend it. It's because you've come here at this particular time. This is your cosmic blueprint, and you've come here to work on that. You've come here to transcend that. So to the degree of your shadow-esque is that determines how much up leveling you have to do, right? Some people only need to do this much. Some people need to do this much. So they come born into all these shadow aspects of the sign because they are supposed to work through the shadows. They are supposed to find what it is and transcend it, right? As with everything that we come here to do in our soul expansion, even when we come with things in our soul's imprint, in the karmic trauma and our soul's imprint, we come here to find the pattern or do a regression. For those who don't know how to find the pattern, the quick way out is to do a regression therapy. And then you'll find out what has happened in your past life, so you can understand the patterns you've been having in this life so that you can transcend. Ashe. Hey, Infinity, peace, love, and light. Good to see you here. You're back. Happy full moon up in here on the new year, the April Fool. This is a full moon, and it's also a fool's moon, right? Because the joke has been flipped right back on them. This full moon as an inner world is showing us, right? It's the inner world is the inside joke for us, so that we can now laugh back, like, haha, laugh back at those that are in opposition in the outer world. In Aries, the sun is in Aries in the outer world. So those in the outer world who are still celebrating April Fools in April, that don't realize that they got tricked out of their new year, because April 1st used to be the new year. I'm not going to say it's the true new year, because for me, true new year is spring equinox, but it is the new year from the old calendar, right? Let me see. Oh, I've been missing some stuff. Moon is in 3 degrees Aries. Oh, okay. Your moon is in 3 degrees Aries. Is that what you're saying? Let me see. Who's that? True. Thank you for the heart. Thank you, Nicole. Where's your moon? Sidereal points to the exact sign that you were born under. Okay, thank you, tough man. Oh, tough man is back. Hey, I saw it, but I didn't recognize that it was you. Yes, I gotta look more into sidereal. I really do. I feel like I do. It's just I've been so focused on getting a handle on everything that I know, and according to how I understand and my interpretation of this regular, what I call a regular astrology, even with the houses, and finally understanding the houses, because that houses thing used to be so confusing when they'd be like, oh, you got this and this is in your 4th house and this is in your 5th house, and I'd be like, what the hell houses are they talking about? Now I get it, right? Do you have the moon real? What do you mean? Hi, Spoon G, welcome in. Do you have the moon real? What do you mean by the moon real? The moon for real, or further explain so I understand what you're asking? That background, right? Isn't the background, you like my moon? I tilted it so you all can get the moon. Usually I would have it more straight, but the camera is tilted to the air and the moon is kind of moving out an angle. It was right here. And this how you know it's really moving further up in the sky, because it was right here. I think right about there when I just started. Right? Thanks for following the live. Bent. Does it say bent? I think it says bent. My Venus is Pisces. And Venus, ooh, Venus just moved through Pisces while we were in the Pisces season. Because we've been having, our inner planets have been moving like a stellium through the houses ever since Capricorn. Ever since Capricorn, after Third Eye Atlas activated Earth in Sagittarius season, right? And after that was another trifecta around that time because it passed Earth. Third Eye Atlas passed Earth. Then we had a new moon, and then we had the winter solstice. So that was another trifecta like the one we just had with the spring equinox. With Third Eye Atlas, again, we had Third Eye Atlas passing Jupiter, then the new moon, and then the spring equinox. You see how things happen in threes? There's that three, the creative completion. So when we leave Sagittarius, Sagittarius is the sign or the house that points. That archer is pointing to the galactic center, right? Which is where they saw Third Eye Atlas coming from, through Sagittarius, which means it was coming from the galactic center, right? And then it returned back to the galactic center, leaving our solar system. But after that, when we're facing the galactic center through Aries, right after that, we go through this winter season or respiriting season because we need to marinate all these codes that we got while we were in the Sagittarius season, right? And this is what they gyp us out of, y'all. A lot of people don't recognize that. This is why they distract us with the holy days and all of that, because while people are so busy, let me not say y'all because I don't want to put this on nobody, but while people are so distracted and focused on the holidays, they do not recognize the codes that they're supposed to be aligning with and getting through Sagittarius, pointing to our galactic center, which the galactic center is always sending light codes to us, right? It sends it through the sun. The sun is our server. Ra should know this because that's where we get our Ra codes from, that light, the Ra sun. So the sun is our server, and all light codes, all the light codes coming from the galactic center goes through our sun, our solar system, the center of our solar system, feeds it to the rest of the solar system, right? Feeding it to us, to Earth, right? The moon is in 3 degrees. Am I missing something? Oh, I'm a Libra stellium. Okay, you got a Libra stellium 5. Oh, I got 5 Virgo placements. You got 5 Libra placements. I got 5 Virgo. I'm barely tethered to this planet. Oh, because you an air sign? So you always floating up. I wonder what your stellium is. What planets do you have in Libra that just got you so floating up? Right? Is your Venus, is your Uranus in Libra? My sun is a Capricorn. Sun in Capricorn, that's who you show up in as the outer world. And of course your moon is your inner world. So your sun is a cardinal. It's Capricorn. And what's in Capricorn right now? I don't think we got nothing in Capricorn right now, but we did come out of that Capricorn. Who just came out of Capricorn? Pluto. Pluto was in Capricorn for a couple of years. So we just came out of that Pluto in Capricorn, and that's why it was tearing down all those what was happening, top-down authorities and things like that. All of that was coming down. The London Bridge is coming down, all of that. Scorpio's my South Node. Ooh, coming from South Node in Scorpio. Did we just have that? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. So a couple years ago, the nodal placement working tightly with you. Ra. The nodes switch every 18 months. So right now, it's in Virgo and Pisces. Before that, it was in Libra and Aries, and the 18 months before that, it was in Scorpio, South Node Scorpio, North Node in Taurus, right? And our North Node, South Node, the South Node is where we're coming from. The North Node is where we're going. Oh, I missed that. I have 4 placements in Libra. Oh, you got your stellium in Libra. You are such a Libra. Anywhere you have a stellium, that's more of what you are, right? Is your calendar a way to help keep us off the timeline that CERN is putting us on? Ooh, let me do the matrix right now. Put us in CERN. Have y'all been hearing about CERN? I don't know who's heard Dr. Mumby talk about it, but it's been so, I don't mean to change the subject, but you know, I got to talk about this CERN now. So hold on, let me make sure I caught up to the messages here. I have 2 exalted planets. Tough man, what are your exalted planets? If you don't mind sharing. The solar system is within us. That's right, Rob. Like, please do know and believe when I talk about the solar system, when I talk about anything in the cosmos, I'm not just talking about out there. I got an ebook called The Cosmos in Me. I just didn't release it yet. I believe I'm going to release it this year. I had it for 2 years put down. And because anything, as they say, as within, so without, as above, so below, anything out there, the universe, you are the you in the universe. So anything out there is all inside of you. The solar system is inside of you. All planets align with all of your chakras. Yes, all 9 planets align with all 9 of your chakras, including the soul star above you and the earth star beneath you, right? And if anyone has been in any of my workshops, we go into that with more great detail, and I break down each one so that you're aware of which one is with which one. And I send, there's a workbook that we have, a workshop workbook that has these planets aligned. Thank you for the heartbeat. Thank you for the heart. And it has it in the workbook where you can see each planet that goes with each energy center, as well as the frequencies that go with each one going down. There's some frequencies that go with each one, so you can know what the number is. So yes, the solar system is within all of us. So when I talk about the cosmos, this is why I'm talking about the natal chart and asking you all, do you know where your moon is? You know where your sun is? It's good to know your natal chart. Your natal chart is your nativity scene. That's your nativity scene. That is your cosmic birthright, your cosmic blueprint that tells you what you are here to do, what you have come from, and what you are here to do, and what you are here to overcome. And understanding this helps you to know why you go through what you go through. Instead of sinking under it and getting all mad, you face it and you're like, you know what? I'm supposed to deal with this. I'm supposed to see this right now. This is going to help me upgrade through the evolution of my soul in my mind. It's going to help me with my soul ascension. So yes, the solar system is definitely within us, every bit of it. Right? Not just your natal chart, but wherever the planets currently are, it is an opportunity to look at what that means for you according to your natal chart. What is it activating in your natal chart? So when they say a planet is here in the current time right now, for example, Neptune and Saturn is in Aries. Okay, so what does that mean for your natal Neptune? Your natal Saturn? Or another way to look at it is, what placements do you have in Aries that may be activated by Neptune and Saturn being in Aries right now, and Chiron, the wounded healer, right? So we're looking at all of this. Thank you for the rose infinity sending me, oh, so beautiful. Hi. Full moon. Yes, it is a full moon, as I mentioned, because we're returning back to knowing that the joke's on them. Those who are missing their cue, no, y'all the fools right now, because this is a new year. Y'all not gonna have us talking about, oh, April Fools to you because we moved New Year to January. No, you fools move New Year to January. You fools want to celebrate New Year in the dead middle of winter, where nothing is springing forth life. That's on you. This full moon is bringing it to our inner world and saying, hey, nothing nagasa. Na 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 naga na 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 naga na 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 naga. So became the number 8. Ooh, you number 8. in the fan club. I got a fan club? Let me find out. Y'all know I'm still getting used to TikTok. So I got to find out how that thing works. We ain't in Aries just yet. Oh, we not oh, cuz you talking about sidereal. So in sidereal, where are we right now? If you can let me know that sidereal is accurate. It's the original. Okay, okay. I feel you. Don't beat me up, tough man. Don't beat me up. I just didn't reach there yet. And a lot of times, divine meets you where you are. See, because I know my heart, I know my intentions are true. So I know that when I get certain information, it is going to be according to, like I said, my interpretation because of the work that I do within my own soul. And the divine is going to meet you where you are. So I know that I get this information right now for where I'm at. But the more I open up, I'm gonna get there now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking the side reel. I'm gonna get there. I know I'm gonna get there. And it's just a matter of time. It's just due time. But I feel you when you say it's the original, and I'm all for the original. This is why I do the 5D calendar, to bring us back to the origins of time, according to the cosmos, according to spring, according to following the seasons of time, right? So if you haven't, please, you can message me if you want this 5D calendar, because it's definitely helpful. And if, for those of you who know that the Gregorian calendar is full of shit, to those of you who know that the Gregorian calendar locks us in an infinite loop of a lie in time, because they bumped us up 8 years ahead, right? 2020 was really 2012, according to the Mayan calendar and the Ethiopian calendar, which the Ethiopian calendar, of course, would go by more of the ancient times of Kemet, because Kemet was all of that, not just Ethiopia. That whole east side was Kemet, right? So you can basically say, according to the Kemetic calendar and the Mayan calendar, 2020 was really 2012. So, and I just use that as a marker, right? A mile marker. Just like right now, 2026 is really 2018, right? So they bumped us up on the Gregorian calendar 8 years ahead, so that when things are really scheduled to happen, we won't notice it because they put us 8 years ahead. That's why when 2012 first came, everybody was like, what's the big whoop, right? The Mayans said everything was going to end, the world was going to end in 2012, and ain't nothing happened. That's how the Mayans was, that's how people were looking at it. Because why? 2012 was not the real 2012. The real 2012 was 2020. But when they bump you up 8 years ahead, you're not going to know by the time 2012 really hits. You missed it. Or so they think we have. Because for those of us, the chosen of the chosen few, we didn't miss shit. We was like, oh, right on time. Let's go. Right? Our internal spiritual clocks, our internal alarms started to go off and was like, it's time to stop playing around. Get your whole damn life together. Life is lifing. Let's go. Right? Wow. April Fool's Day on New Year's Day. Yep. That's what it is. April Fool's is really the new year, according to those people who celebrate April. Like, I don't look at the months like that. I go according to the cosmos, according to astrology, which of course I'm not in sidereal yet, but according to what I understand of astrology. And so Aries is the first month. Aries is the first month, not the first sign according to zodiacs. There's no zoo about this, right? There's no horoscopes. This is cosmology. According to the cosmos and time, according to cosmic design, Aries is the first month. So Aries begins in what the Gregorian calendar has as March 20th or the 21st, right? It's usually the 20th, and on a leap year, it's on the 21st. But that equinox, spring equinox, when we spring forward, is the true new year. However, if you're going to go according to when they started to build a calendar, April, which April usually would begin spring, April would be their first month. That would be their new year. And April is also because of tax season. It has to do with tax. So if you look on your calendar in your phone, I don't know how many people phone have this. If you look at April, you're going to see on April 15th, it says tax day, right? Because that's when tax end, right? That's when you're supposed to have done your taxes, right? The calendar, the prefix, is it prefix? Prefix, yeah. The beginning part of calendar, calin, is about taxes. So why they moved it to January has more to do with taxes than anything. Because that's when in January, we do what? We file our taxes. Because they needed you to sign up for your taxes and consensus and all of that. All of that is how they keep consensus, by you coming in to file your taxes. Which, of course, back then it wasn't filing taxes, it was paying taxes. It was time to pay tax, right? And so this is why they moved it to January, so you can pay taxes in January. I don't know what the sense of that is, but that's how they moved it, right? Let me see. Greetings. Oh, someone else. Hi. Hey. Greetings. You made it in, Royale. I was dreaming of the planetary alignment for like 5 years. What? And we get a planetary alignment more than one time. Like, I think we're coming up to another one. We had a major planetary alignment in Capricorn when we were in January. See, I call it Capricorn. I call the months by the astrology. And that was a convergence too. It was a direct convergence with it wasn't all the planets, but it was with the inner planets, the interpersonal planets, which is Mars, Venus, Mercury, I believe all the way up to Jupiter. All of them, all the rest were in Capricorn, and Jupiter was on the opposite side in that alignment. Jupiter was in Cancer. Right? Happy full moon. That's why I got the full moon here with us. That black sun is the center of that ball and light. Yes. Ashe, ashe. The black sun, they usually call the new moon the black sun, if I'm not mistaken. Can you see the moon celestial? Yes, I can do. Oh, you don't see it no more, huh? I had it tilted. Let me see if I could tilt it up a little bit more. There it go. There it go. I had it tilted so that you all could see it. That's it right there. There she is. There you go, Dallas. You know I'm up here sitting underneath the moon. I had it tilted so people could get it. Man, I be trying. I just don't understand my birth chart. Oh, Mike. I forgot to mention that. Thank you. For anyone who wants to understand their birth chart, you can message me. I do one-on-ones. I can do a natal chart reading with you and help you understand it. I don't just read your chart to you. I help you to understand, just like what I'm explaining to you all now. So if that's for you, if you're still here, let me know if you're still here. Is it Mike? I think it say Mild Mike. Thank you for the heart meet. Stardust. Ooh, we got Stardust in the house. I wish I had special effects. I would just boom up some Stardust right now. Mike, let me know if you're still here. Let me know if you want to do a natal chart reading, because I can help you understand that. It's really helpful, believe me. Once you get into it, especially when you know your South Node and your North Node, that be the thing right there. Know your South Node, please. I'm Aquarius Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising. So you look like you have a Pisces stellium going on. And that means that this particular Pisces new moon was working tightly with you, especially if you're a Pisces rising. Everything that we were going through with Pisces in the Pisces season was working really tightly with you, including Third Eye Atlas, which is bringing us into the spiritual maturation through Pisces, North Node in Pisces. Uranus is at 28 degrees Scorpio. Ooh, your Uranus is in Scorpio. Me too. Uranus is that planet of radical changes. I call it the planet that has that Oya energy, that lightning, disruptive radical changes. It's about the number 5, radical changes. And 28 degrees, 2 and 8 is 10. So your Uranus in Scorpio brings you to new beginnings, right? It may not be pretty because Scorpio is that death to rebirth, house, right? Death to rebirth transformation. So Uranus in Scorpio is like, we ready for it. We don't back down. Those people whose Uranus is in Scorpio, we be so ready for that death to rebirth change. We be like, right, that's true ride or die. Uranus in Scorpio is true ride or die. We like, I don't care. We be on that. Don't let it be in a shadow. Don't let it be that we not evolved in Uranus and Scorpio, because we be on some fuck it. Like, nope, I'm doing it. I don't care. Radical changes. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf. Like Uranus and Scorpio, we ain't never scared of change. See, a lot of people are afraid of doing a lot of things because they're afraid of change. Uranus is that disruptive change. We eat disruptive change. Uranus and Scorpio, we eat that. We like, next. I'm not scared. Let's make the change. The fuck? Like, what we waiting around for? Let's do this. Thank you for the rose, Dallas. My ex prohibited me practicing or being who I am. Why? Your ex prohibited you from practicing what? Or being who you are. But I don't like when anybody gets hindered from who they are. Be who you're here. I'm glad it's an X. Operative word here, X. Let them stay X'd if they holding you back from being who you are. That was a handler, goddess. I'm glad you got away. That's right. That's right. I'm glad. Thank you for answering her, Ra. That was a whole handler right there. People trying to handle you and handle your business, and they can't even handle theirs. Tell them to look at themselves in the mirror, and they can't handle it. They'll scream like a biatch. Bia. How do I find my stellium? Your stellium is wherever you have, like when you look at your chart, where do you have most of your placements? If you have 3 or more placements in any house or any sign, that's your stellium. Release that junk. That's right. I know that's right. I gotta catch up. I'm so late. Sorry if y'all sent these a while ago and I'm just getting it. My bad. Thankfully blessed joined the fan club. Thank you. Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, all in Taurus. Yep. True, you are a Taurus stellium. Faithfully, anybody who's here, you are on frequency. So I'm going to assume, even though I shouldn't make an ass of me, I'm going to say that you are more evolved, because with that, if the Taurus, the shadow of Taurus is being stuck and stubborn, that stubborn bull that just does not want to move. And we all got a little bit of stubbornness in us. I know I do. But to have a stellium in Taurus, Sun, Mercury, that means Mercury being your planet of communication. Venus rules Taurus, but Venus is about the beauty and all of that, and Mars is the initiator, taking initiative and whatnot. So maybe Mars can kind of be exalted in your Taurus. Maybe it can kind of help, being that it's about taking initiative. Unless Taurus slows down your Mars energy. Like sometimes that's what Capricorn does for Mars. It'll slow down the Mars energy, because Capricorn is like, no, we gotta have a calculated. It's the authoritarian. So faithfully, you are more evolved in that house, so that it's not about being stubborn, but it is about stability. It is about knowing how to find stability, moving from stubbornness into wisdom and stability, if that makes sense. Ashe, nice to meet you. You too, you too. Is that say Nook? Is that say Nook? Nook and crannies? Not Nook and crannies, Granny. I like the Nook and crannies. Reminds me of an English muffin. That's what I see. Nook and crannies, English muffin. Nice to meet you. By the way, anyone who needs a natal chart reading, I am an energy alchemist. I'm also a Reiki master. I can do your natal chart readings for anyone who needs to understand more about their natal chart. I do one-on-ones if you want to know more about your soul passage into the fifth dimension. Any type of, I want to say, I don't really say coach, but any type of guidance into the fifth dimension, or what you may want to understand about your multidimensional soul travels. If you want help in finding your patterns, in case you can't get to a regression therapist and you just want help to find your patterns in this particular lifetime so you can know what you're here to transcend. These are things that I can assist and help and go into, so you can make an appointment for a one-on-one, or if you're interested in the 5D calendars as well, let me know. We just released them for the new year that just started in spring. And this is to return you to the origins of time. Like our year on this calendar is 2018. Okay, the month on this calendar starts with Aries, and it's Kemetically inclined, meaning I use the names of the Kemetic gods rather than the Greek names of the zodiac, so to speak. Ashe. So if you're interested in any of that, you can email me at akilatextry@gmail.com, or you can message me. Whatever works for you. Ashe. Thanks for stopping through. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look at Rod thanking people. Thanks for stopping through. Thankfully blessed for stopping through. Thank you, Rod. Rod, you might as well just be a moderator. Like I'm gonna say, I need a moderator to help me pin things and stuff like that. Maybe we could help me out right here. I'm just saying. Thank you for following Nooks and Crannies. Thank you for following Carol. Yeah, with all this followers, I think I'm gonna be able to make it to that 1,000, y'all. So I don't gotta hustle to live, right? I be in here hustling to live. Me and Rob was in here hustling to live, tapping up them hearts. So y'all don't forget to tap up them hearts so we can meet a goal. Help me meet a goal. I didn't even make a goal, but help me meet a goal. Ashe. Thank you, Royal, being the number one. I'm coming back to YouTube. I'm coming back. I'm just trying to catch up with this so I can go back. Hey, bro, music is my ministry. Yep. Oh, that's right, because you do music. So it's definitely, I could see that being your ministry in your birth chart. Much gratitude always. Did I get everybody? You were on my For You page twice. It's a sign. That's right, Stardust. Because you are meant to be here for such a time as this. You're probably quantum leaping into the fifth dimension and the Aquarian age, right? And understanding that this is for you. Maybe to hear about your natal chart, maybe to hear about the fifth dimension, maybe to hear about the retreat. That's another thing I did not mention. So for anyone who may be interested, for anyone who got their income tax yet, because that's what I used to get to go on the retreat, to get me to the retreat. We have an ancestral passage retreat that is coming up the end of April. If you go on my page, you'll see I have the flyer for it on my page. It is going to be 3 days or 6 days, depending on which package you choose. It is a sacred space for 3 days, and then we go on an excursion for 3 days. So we're going to be in one space, really tapping into the earth codes, tapping into our bloodline, tapping into our ancestors, because the ancestors in time are the codes in our bloodline. And this is helping us to access dormant codes, just as Third Eye Atlas has passed through and unlocked dormant codes within the earth. So this is a next step. So for those who are really serious and ready for that next level, and you may be tapping into your ancestral traumas or dramas, whatever it is that you're finding in the bloodline, this is definitely going to help you expound on that. And so if this is something that you feel is for you, again, email me or message me, because the space is limited. It's only 6 spaces, and unofficially it's almost full. And when I say unofficially, I mean because no one has really, well, one person is ready to pay their registration right now. What locks you in is your deposit. So one person is about to pay their deposit, but there are about four to 5 people with a serious inquiry ready to be about making their deposit. So I have to do first come, first serve. So that leaves about 1 or 2 seats, 2 spaces available, right? It's a very intimate setting, so 6 people. So if this is for you, tap in, tune in to Tune Up. You don't want to miss this, because this is next level-ish right here. It's going to be in Jamaica. It's 3 days or 6 days in Jamaica, starting April 23rd. Right, so get at me. Get at me if this is for you. Tune in to Tune Up and get attuned into your ancestral lineage. This is definitely going to be deep, I'm telling you. So if anyone has been tapping into their ancestry or going through any family drama recently, which I know a lot of us have because of Jupiter being in Cancer, and it just got activated with Third Eye Atlas, and not only that, Neptune and Saturn is squaring Jupiter. So a lot has been coming up for us in our families, in our ancestry, in the maternal lineage, in our in the nurturing aspect of our home life, all of that. And if you have a Chiron in Cancer, this has been working tightly with you, because Chiron is that wounded healer. So the wounds that you are here to heal and overcome and transcend are being activated by Jupiter being in Cancer right now. It's the expansion into wisdom, right? We are in Pisces right now following. Oh, thank you, Tough Man. I must be real slow to get to that. Because I did ask you. Aries starts on April 14th. Okay, so if I'm to get this straight, it looks like the sidereal is like a month ahead, or if it's the original, not if, as you say, it is the original, so that means this astrology is a month behind, is what it would look like. Because if Aries really starts on the 14th, it's usually around that time that we're about to switch into the next sign, like around maybe around the 17th, 18th, something like that. We're usually, in a couple of days after that, we're usually ready to switch into Taurus. So it's almost like we're a month behind the sidereal, if that makes sense, right? What happened, Shan? Why you said what? That's all I saw. What? What was the shocker? Please let me know. What was the shocker? They couldn't see past 2012 in Project Looking Glass. Oh, yep. I heard about that. That's why that it was set like that. They've been trying to manifest revelation ever since then. Yeah, and that brings us to CERN. I'm getting back to that CERN. I didn't forget about that CERN. It's just because I am trying to catch up here. Shan is like, girl, you must be getting it all type of ways right now. Right? And then I want to get into the download. I'm going to share the download that I got from today with y'all. So start and deadline. So start and deadline, they do that in corporate too. Yep. A start and a deadline. That's why we're in this corporation. We're not in a country. This country is a corporation. And everything that's built around it is to incorporate us all. Right? I'm hearing Kids Incorporation. I don't know who used to watch that, but I did. I think it was on Disney or one of them. Kids Incorporated, K-I-D-S. I don't know where that came from, but the word incorporation is what brought it to mind, right? So do you believe in that NASA went to the moon? Why you giving me that with a smiley face, tough man? Why? Why? You laughing at me? I don't believe, like, I just was watching something. I saw it where I passed by somebody because I don't even watch the news. Okay, I went to my grandmother's house and they, them old people like to watch the news, so it stay on the news. And I passed by and saw they talking about they sending people up to the moon. And the black man looked like he's so in question. I was like, this man looked like, I don't know what the hell they talking about. He looked lost. But anyhow, they claim they going to the moon. That's what they say. I don't be following these people. I don't believe not a darn thing that they say to us, right? I'm at work. I'm gonna inbox you when I get off work. Okay, please do, Mike, let me know. Mike, let me know if you want that natal reading, which I feel like you do. I feel like that part of your soul is saying it's about that time. It's about that time to know that nativity scene and know what's going on, if you know what I mean. Right? North Node in Scorpio, and let me tell you, it's intense. Mercury conjunct Saturn in Pisces. So that North Node, your North Node is in Scorpio. That you would have felt a lot when we had the nodal points in Scorpio and Taurus about maybe 4 years ago, something like that. But I know it's intense for you now either way. Mercury conjunct Saturn in Pisces. So your Mercury is with Saturn in Pisces. And Mercury was just in Pisces. So that's why probably things were very intense for you as well. Because your natal Mercury was in Pisces while our current Mercury was in Pisces in retrograde. Right? Giving us a retrospective look. It's really a blessing when you look at it. I know all these things that seem messed up, believe me, it's really a blessing if you give it that opportunity. Right? And your Saturn, ooh, you was really going through it. Saturn in Pisces was like, whoop, whoop, the popo in the spiritual house, lighting up all these imposters, these fake religions, these fake spiritualities, all these exposures that y'all saw happening. Yeah, that was Saturn in Pisces. That was accountability. That was the Lord of Karma in the house of karma, clearing up all kind of karmic debts up in here. What? So you was really going through, it has been an intense past 2 to 3 years for you, because Saturn entered Pisces in March of 2023. So it has been an intense 3 years for you. Yes, it has. I know. Scorpio, you got a Scorpio Pluto. Ooh, Pluto and Scorpio. Oh yeah, you from that generation. You in a generation after me. Pluto is a generational planet, if you will. It really tells the generation. So you're in the generation after me, that Scorpio generation. They got a lot to learn, because Scorpio is death to rebirth, and well, Pluto is death to rebirth, and so is Scorpio. And that generation tends to, they're here to challenge authority in a certain way. It's like death to rebirth, death to all other authorities, right? The authorities in the false matrix is what it's meant for. But when they are in their shadows, which I found a lot to be in shadows, they tend to not respect true authority. And that's the balance that they got to find. That's the challenge that a lot of Scorpio and Pluto generations are having, because they throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's like, bump authority, we don't care. And they tend to not have a certain level of respect for true authority. And that's the balance that they got to find. I'm not saying that's you. I'm saying for those who are mostly in the shadows of that, which I've seen a lot of. So that's something they have to look at. Okay, hey, how are you? Hey, is it Jamie? I think it says Imani. I need to get my glasses on. I'm fighting to see this name right here. Oh, Lonnie, Lanii. Hey, Lonnie. Love and light and hearts to you. How are you doing? Hey sis, since awakening, I noticed the last 3 full moons seems like my frequency is being raised. Yeah, you're being called into the full moon work of it all. You may really want to join my next workshop. My next full moon workshop is in June, and that'll really help you understand the cosmic spotlight of this full moon, what it is, what it's doing, what it's bringing, and how the full moon gives you an opportunity to ride these energetic waves. It gives you the opportunity to find the dysfunctions um, in your soul, so that you can tap into your soul code. So the full moons are speaking to you because it's time to start paying attention to that subconscious mind, so you can tap into that your soul codes, because that's what it's going to bring you to ultimately, right? Do you have any advice on quieting the mind? Ooh, of course I do. Meditate, meditate, meditate. But yes, grounding. Definitely listen to guided meditations if you find that you can't sit still on your own. Um, Listen to guided meditations. You can listen to sound healing meditation, things that speak to your DNA, frequency sounds. These things help you in quieting the mind. Sitting with nature, sitting with a tree, hugging a tree, grounding barefoot outside in the earth, because the earth is electromagnetic and you're an electromagnetic being. So why not have an electromagnetic conversation? I'm just saying, right? So these are things that you can do to help quiet and still the mind. Definitely meditation. Any form of meditation is going to help. Activating your chakras, eating the foods of that chakra. Your chakras are doorways into your consciousness. So allowing this to help you, you know, find these doorways. Ooh, it's 12:57 already. I got to go. I didn't know it was that late. And let me get to this CERN. I really want to get to this CERN comment and the other comments. I can't be neglecting. Ooh, 3-3. Look at that. I looked at YouTube and we got 3 and 3. 33. That's my number. Master number. Master creativity. Just sent you a message. No rush on replying. Thank you, Stardust, and thank you for letting me know, because I would sometimes not know, right? Um, I'm trying to get to the bottom so I could get back to YouTube questions. I can when I'm here. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being able to moderate whenever you're here. I can moderate when I'm here. Thank you. I'm trying. Yes, Stardust. Anything that resonates with you, Stardust, because there's no such thing as a coincidence or accident. And I always say pay attention to things that are repeated. So Spirit is calling you here definitely for a reason. Probably to be a part of the community, to be a part of the Soul Tribe community, because we're all beginning to find our soul tribes. The what would I say? The lighthouse colonies are coming online. And so there's a lot, depends on what your spirit is calling for. There's something that you particularly are calling for in yourself, and you're finding your alignment. You're on your assignment and you're finding your energetic coordinates. The divine coordinates are aligning you for you to be here and for you to be seeing it twice, to be like, hey, Spirit is like tapping you, like tap, tap, tap. Come on in. We got something for you. So whatever that is for you, that if you have any questions, maybe there's a question you have. Is there something, you know what, that's what I want to ask you. Is there something that has been pressing upon you lately? Let's just troubleshoot right there. Is there something that has been pressing upon you? I am Ether Way. Hey, I am. Fancy seeing you here. Abundance divine to you. All right. Oh, okay. You messaged me. I just saw that. Okay. So good. I mean, if you have anything that's been pressed on your mind, you could, hey, Tommy, you can say that too. Tommy, how you doing? Genealogy research is what I've been doing. Yes. Tapping into that lineage. Tapping into the divine lineage is what's happening right now. And I'm going to read, when I read this to you, y'all going to see. Come on, CERN. He's like, come on, CERN. Let's talk about it. I seen 33 twice earlier today. Yes. And the number for today is 3. The sun and the moon we're at 12 degrees opposition, and that 12 is a 3. So we're seeing the creative completion. So I know it was a line for me to be here today. That's right, butterfly. We aligned. Okay, I made it. I made it. Hey Calvin, welcome in. I got through all the messages, y'all. That was a mission. That was a mission. So welcome in who just came in. And so uh Q42, Q42, Q42. I'm on the football field now. Blue 42. Hey Q42, how you doing? Welcome in. What you stewing and what's brewing? All right. So Ross said, "Come on, CERN." So let me bring this information of CERN up in here. Up in here. Hold on. I gotta be able to read. Come on now. There we go. I'm looking for the light because I don't have much power here. So is your calendar way? Okay. Something about CERN that CERN is putting us on. So the thing I was mentioning about CERN, what's her name again, had mentioned CERN, and this is something I want us all to think about. With Dr. Mumbi mentioned how they must have done something with CERN that turned back the hands of time, but really there's no going back, right? With time, there's only forward movement. There's only here and now and forward movement. There is no going back. Time is always ever going and infinitely moving, forward. Not to say you can't look back, but there's no going back. So there's no going back in time, but there's this feeling, like she said, there's something that they're sensing where things are being repeated. Like we're kind of sensing that we're doing 2020 all over again, right? Welcome in, Q Maurice. Grab a heart meet or drop some hearts, whatever works for you to help people find the way here, right? Help the energetic algorithms open up. So CERN, they're saying that we're feeling like we are doing 2020 again, right? And I get it. I understand it. It may not necessarily mean, because some of you might be saying, well, we about to have another pandemic, or, what is it? Think about how you may have felt in 2020, because I kind of can see what she's saying, because I've been seeing it for myself, that there is something that happened that kind of brought me to the resonance of 2020 and what I had been through in 2020, which is when in the beginning of 2020, I went through the dark night of the soul. And I had got something that was bringing it back up, right? Which is going through narcissists, right? I'm also a narc survivor. So coming out of this heavy narcissism, narc attack, so to speak, is when I realized what was happening, when I realized that this narcissism is not just a word, like it's real life narcissistic personality disorder. When I realized that it's also a demonic entity that attaches, it's also something demonically happening in the energetic realm, that is meant to kind of attack you. So I was being faced with all of that, and there was something that came up that had me, sense it again. Like, oh, this is it's like a flashback to 2020. I don't know how many, put it in the chat. Let me know. Has anybody else been feeling or sensing some type of 2020 flashback? It doesn't mean that the 2020, and if you did, put it in the chat. Just put 2020 flashback if that is something that you have been sensing. It doesn't mean that the exact thing is happening, but there's some type of flashback, something that's bringing you back to 2020, which is what they would do with CERN. Remember with CERN is mimicking something. CERN is not real and it's not true, right? It may be real, but it ain't true. It's not in true time reality, right? I can feel the nostalgia. Thank you, Ra. Anybody else? 2020 flashback? Drop it in the chat. 2020 flashback if you've been feeling anything like that. Beast mode, welcome in. Drop some hearts so more people could join us in here and find the algorithms to the high frequencies, right? I should start calling this page high frequencies, right? But that's what was happening with CERN, right? So that they're saying that obviously they're doing something, right? Because they're trying to mimic time. They can't stop the time, like Bob Marley said, because none of them can stop the time. They cannot stop the time, but they can mimic the time, right? Can you bring me the charger? Thank you. It's plugged up. Um, so CERN is kind of mimicking that. And this calendar, to go back to your question, you're asking, is the calendar a way to help keep us off the timeline that CERN is putting us on? Now, CERN can attempt, but it can't really put us there. What it can do is mess with our minds, as we said, give us this simulation, this feeling, this nostalgia, if you will, of this. And it'll have people who are not really paying attention to their minds and their souls. It can have people feeling like they've went back in time, and that's according to their soul's design. That would be according to them not doing their soul work. To those of us who are continuously doing our shadow work, soul excavation, to the 144, to the chosen of the chosen few, to the light warriors, light leaders, spiritual leaders, we're expanding and ever unfolding. There's no going back. CERN can't trap us. We won't be caught in the web of CERN. We may feel some of this nostalgia, but it's going to be just that. It's going to be like, ooh, nostalgia. Now, if some people get pulled into that vortex, that means they're not doing their soul work. That's on them. They possibly can get pulled into that. So yes, if you're asking if the calendar can help, it can. Because if you stay focused to a true timeline, whether it's through the 5D calendar that I'm offering, or maybe you're using some other calendar that helps keep you to a true timeline, or maybe you yourself are being spiritually guided with keeping your own time according to the Gregorian timeline, right? You might be going along with the Gregorian timeline, but somewhere in that, there's these numerological codes. For those of you who do numerology, and you count the date, the numbers of the date that equals a number code, which is why I said today is a number code of 6, because if you count up all the numbers, it's going to equal 15, right? If you count up 4, 1, 2026, it's going to equal 15, which means it is a number code of 6. If you know how to do that and you work your numbers like that, you're going to find a true timeline even within the Gregorian time. So if you're doing any of that, following your own divine numerology, utilizing my 5D calendar, utilizing another true timeline calendar, all of that helps to keep you out of the false matrix, which means whatever smoke and mirrors that CERN is trying to play with will not come near thee. So to answer the question, yes, the calendar can help. Yes, you, the true keeper of time, can help. When you go to your divine time within yourself, it can help. So that I don't even study CERN. I don't even, like when people talk about CERN, to me it's like CERN what? CERN who? CERN has no validity and no reality in the 5th dimension. It can't stand. CERN can only do what it does to those who live in the shadows of the 3rd dimension. Those who are not processing, who are not moving through their processor in time and moving their soul into the 4th and 5th dimension, and choosing to still continue to be tethered to the shadows of 3D, to the shadows of the age of the Ram, to the shadows of the Piscean age, to the shadows of your own astrological chart, right? To your shadows of your natal chart, to any shadows, right? Then you cannot ascend. And the whole thing about pushing through, quantum leaping and pushing through to the next timeline is through soul ascension, DNA activation, because your DNA holds the codes. Deoxyribonucleic acid, that is DNA. God, Lord, fire in the center of my being, that is your God encryption. Your blood doesn't just hold your lineage, it holds your cosmic blueprint, meaning your past lives, all that is held in the memories, in the waters. Remember, your blood also has water, plasma, water, however you want to look at it. So the blood the memories are held in the codes within your blood. It's not just your DNA for this particular lifetime, right? No understanding, now understanding of what we are capable of. Yes, Ashe. Thank you, King. Welcome in. This is us, Whimsical Beauty. Welcome in. I love that name, Whimsical Beauty. You are back again. Drop some hearts. Let us know you here. I'm here, Goddess. I'm over here mixing these sounds and setting these frequencies. That's right. Get them. Send me some frequencies, Ra. I want to know the frequencies that you setting up. Y'all tap it up. That's right, Ra. Tell them to tap it up. Tap them hearts up to keep it the live going to who it needs to get to. Whimsical beauty. I like that word ever since I saw somebody say something on TikTok about a whimsical woman. And I was like, yep, that's me. I'm whimsical. Right? I will email you tomorrow. That's right. Let me know. Email me. Let me know. Are you emailing me for the retreat, Whimsical Beauty? Are you coming on the retreat? Let me know whether it's the 5D calendar, the retreat, or you just want a natal chart reading. Either way, hit me up. I'm looking forward to it. Right? The next question, birth chart study would be integral to a true society. Ashe, thank you for that. Hey, Auntie. Welcome in, Auntie. Tap the hearts. Keep it going. Love and light to you and welcome in. Happy full moon in Libra. So yes, the birth chart will help you. It's a really integral part to a true society, and that's what the communities that we build, it should be on understanding your natal chart. If everybody understood their natal chart, they would know how they show up in this world. And then by you doing your individual work, it helps with the collective. You don't got to save the world. You don't got to change nobody on the outside. When we change on the inside, when we focus on the inside to change what we need to change and ascend, then we become the light that lights the next candle and the next candle and the next one, right? So I will always say something I forgot to say as we were talking about all that astrology and natal charts, that every solar return, which is what you call your birthdays, I call them solar returns because it's a whole nother year around the sun. Every solar return, we should be investing in sitting down with our natal chart. We should be revisiting our natal chart, and we should be teaching our children this. This is what I'm working on with my children now. I got all of my children's natal chart, wrote it down for them so they know what their sun sign, their moon sign, they know what this is, right? And now understanding the essence of what we truly are within the ether. That's right, because that's where we are, in the ethers. Discussing the 5D calendar and numerology for a true timeline. That's right. That's what we doing, AI. Thanks for the summary. Make sure you use the 13 months, 28-day month calendar. That's another one to use too. I haven't used that, well, because I've been guided to creating the 5D calendar. And I've been doing it for 3 years now. However, the 13-month one has been on my radar to look at as well. And the 13-month one, to me, goes more with the Mayan calendar. So probably when I create the Mayan calendar, there's no one calendar that is just it. Let me say that. You know, Spirit did guide me in that way. And it helps to take the ego out of the way. Like a lot of times we get these answers or whatever, and then we sometimes get our ego into work like, oh, this is the way. And it's like Spirit was saying to me, no, this is not the only way. Even though I'm guiding you to create this calendar, this 5D calendar is to help people entering into the 5th dimension, but it is not the only way. It is not the only calendar. And it was very clear to let me know that there are many calendars. There are many calendars that have yet to have been made. And it's just a matter of having your calendar be according to a true timeline, right? Not what we think to be the only truth, but a true timeline reality. Whatever that is for you, as long as it is aligned with keeping you in a true time reality. So if it's the 13-month calendar, which is closer to the Mayan calendar, whether it's the 5D calendar. There are other calendars that I've researched and saw. There's other Kemetic calendars, like anything that keeps you to the true, in a true time reality and out of the false matrix. We all know the Gregorian calendar is a false matrix. Everybody is seeing that. So as soon as you can get on a true timeline, what works for you, it works if you work it, right? And if you want to break out of the matrix, hurry up and grab you a true timeline calendar. And if you don't know where to go, hey, I'm letting y'all know, I got the calendars. I got it. I got them 5D calendars. And it's very easy to read. I've seen some other calendars and it was like, it's very difficult to read. I had to make sure it was something that you can still read it in terms of, because we're not just going to jump into a new calendar like that. If we've been doing this calendar all our life, let's be real, we're going to have to wean ourselves off, right? And not only that, if we're dealing with people who are still in the 3D matrix or the 3D world, if you have a job and all this other stuff, we have to learn how to integrate still, right? 5D doesn't mean you're leaving 3D. It is the expansion of the third dimension into the fifth dimension. So we have to still know how to integrate with the third dimension, right? So I had to make sure I create a calendar where when you look at the calendar, you can see this date and you can see where that, you can see according to 3D, if you're looking for, like, let's say, for instance, the first month starts with Aries. So I start New Year's is the spring equinox. That's at the beginning, the first day of our calendar. So if you're looking for anything, it'll say in smaller words, March 20th to April 20th or April 19th. It'll say that on the calendar. So if you're looking for anything in those dates, it's on this page, right? And then in the little boxes, it has the numbers, March 20th. So it'll say Asar is the name of Aries. So it'll say Asar first, the first day. It'll be a big 1, and in a smaller number down the bottom, it'll say 20 for March 20th. So it helps you to be able to see where we are in time. So this 5D calendar is really easy on the eyes. It's really easy to understand, right? If you can. Let me see what we were saying here. I hold the 13th key. Hold on. Make sure you get that. For I am the 13th zodiac, Ophius, the serpent bearer, Genesis 3:15. I've heard that. I might be saying it right. Ophiuchus or Ophiuchus. I've heard about that. Do you also specialize in astrography? Am I saying that right? Astrography? Right? Said hi. Hi, Grand Rising. It is the next day, isn't it? I've been here since 11 something. Like, I need to start getting ready to sign off. And I ain't even get to read y'all the download yet. Right? Grand Rising Goddess, it's been a while. Peace, love, and light. Ashe, Ashe. I see you, Lamonte. Truth is the only way, and there are many versions of truth. How dare you seek to limit my father's fertility in my mother? Ooh, that's right. How dare we limit it? There is no limit, because we know limit soldiers. Yes, truth is the only way. Thank you. I know what you're speaking to now. When I was saying there's many different calendars. Yes, truth is the only way, and there are many versions of truth. My father's house has many mansions. There are many avenues, many pathways, so we can't get egoic. When we start to find truth, we can't get egoic and be like, this is the only way. It is a way, and it is the way for you, because that is what you have tapped into, right? But there are many truths, and it's no one way to eat a Reese's, as I said before. And no, I don't. Astrography, I don't know. I thought it said astrology, but I may have to look up what astrography means to even know if I'm into it, or, obviously I don't specialize in it if I don't know what it is. So I got to look into it now. Now you gave me something to look into, King. Thank you. I hold the 13th key to the 13th gate. We are the Mayans. Ooh, you a Mayan connector. Okay. I'm with it. I knew it when you said 13 months because that's more in alignment with the Mayan calendar. And don't worry, spirit willing, I will have a Mayan calendar. There's two other calendars that I need to work on. There's a Mayan calendar, and get this, y'all. I don't know what to call this one yet, but it's been shown to me ever since I started working on the 5D calendar and working through the divine numerology with the numbers, as I was saying to you. And so with that, I discovered that though, if you follow a certain pattern, for anyone who may do that numerology, you'll see that there's something called the infinite number of 9. There's always 1 through 9, and we cycle again. See, I'm looking at 9 right now. 9 of us in here. Infinite 9, meaning that when we work through these numerologies, the number always go 1 through 9, 1 through 9. So when I saw that so repetitive, I realized that, oh snap, the week may actually be 9 days instead of 7. And so I'm being guided to also put together a 9-day week calendar. Does that make sense? 9 days a week. Instead of 7 days a week, 9 days a week calendar. And we'll see how that works out. But that's what I'm also being guided. So there's 2 more calendars in the making. So yes, there are many ways to be on a true timeline, right? Let me see. The time of the Creator's covenant. You're King, you're Mayan inclined and I'm Kemetic inclined, if that makes sense. But either way, I'm for both of them. I'm all about the Mayans. I'm all about the Kemetics. Just for me, I know that my ancient DNA, my ancient bloodline and ancient DNA goes back to Kemet. So everything that I draw forth from in my cosmic blueprint, deep in my ancient bloodline, as in past lives, goes back to Kemet. And a major role in Kemet. I'm responsible, or was responsible for something major in Kemet that had to do even with the pyramids, like going in the pyramids and retrieving certain information out of the pyramids. As the 43rd Davidic Red Dawn goes, Phoenix King, the dawn of justice. Ashe, Ashe. Thank you for sharing that, King. The 5th dimension is the elevation of the mind into higher consciousness. That part. Ashe, Ashe. That's why I said we're not leaving 3D. We're just expanding from the 3rd dimension to the 4th and into the 5th. Divine, we have risen. Absolutely. I call it, that's why I call us the rising temples. Oh, you got 1, 2, 3? I missed that. It was 1, 2, 3. What? Oh, yep. Nope. It's right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. It's about the geographical. Oh, okay. The geographical astrology. That's why it's called astrography. I thought it was called astrocartography. That's what I've heard. What's her name? Tanya Gabrielle. She does that. Astrocartography. No, I don't specialize in it. But again, that's one of the things I'm looking into and expanding into in astrology as well, and looking at the ley lines and where the planets, the planets, I don't know if you call it latitudinal lines, the latitude lines and all that, how they intersect and things like that. So that's the next step in looking to how it affects, how astrology is embedded in the geography of the planet, which it is. It kind of reminds me of the energy centers in the planet, the chakras, because there are chakras in the planet. There are the chakra meridians in the planet, right? We have to be willing to hear it all. For it all is one. That's right. One for all and all for one. You have Mayans blood within your veins as well. I believe you. I'm not even finna say I don't, because I really do resonate with the Mayans and Kemet. I resonate with both. I've just been taken into Kemet more than I haven't been taken into anything Mayan, meaning in meditation. Like in meditations, I've literally been taken into Kemet, speaking Kemet, hearing Kemet, understanding Kemet in the meditation. So I've had more interaction in my total recall with Kemet. But there's a sense of connection with the Mayan civilization as well. So I don't knock that not one bit. Shows the lives of where your placements would be exalted according to relocation. Yes, that's exactly what I've heard her talk about. So you can know where you're going to be, right? Nicaragua. Nicaragua, as in Nicaragua. Tell me if I'm saying, if I'm not right about that. Hello to you as well, gorgeous queen. I send this love right back to you. Ashe, ashe. Learn the infinite 1, 2, 3. Yep, and 3. I'm a 369er. I forgot to mention that to my 369ers. That's for the people with a life path number 9 by the number 36. 369ers. 3691. That must be 369 and begin again. If I'm reading that well. The Atlanteans as well. Yep, I'm that too. I got that. I've had an Atlantean remembering as well. Astrocartography is a branch of locational astrology that maps your birth chart onto the world map. So is astrocartography the same as astrography? Astrography? Am I saying that word right? Astrography? Let me know if it's the same thing. Yes, sis, I'm interested in that for sure. Ashe, ashe. What are you interested in, Whimsical Beauty? Was it the astrocartography that we were talking about? That wasn't on purpose. 1, 2, 3 is my divine frequency. And my very birthday, 12/3. What? That's 3/3. That's a 3/3 portal right there. Coming in new. Welcome in, Jessica. Welcome in. Happy full moon. We were just going over a whole lot of plethora of things. We done talked about CERN. We talked about a little bit of everything. The astrology, our natal charts, what that means for us. We talked about the calendar, which is what I was explaining, the 5D calendar. What about the connection with Egypt? Egypt is, how do I say this? You know what they call ancient Egypt is Kemet. Egypt is really a bastardized version of Kemet. It's like the birth of Kemet, what they stole from Kemet and Egypt is what I call a Kemetic heist, right? It was the great heist that they pulled off. It was all of that was originally known as Kemet. And I'm not just talking about Egypt, but Egypt is the one who pulled off the heist. And because now Egypt is wears the face of Kemet. When people think of the pyramids and the pharaohs and all of, like, which that comes from, once Egypt started to take over, they started to name them pharaohs. But Kemet is the origins of that. Thousands and thousands of years ago, before there was an Egypt, there was Kemet. And Kemet was all of that on the east side. Egypt, Kenya, Somalia, all of those, you know, countries on that side was Kemet, including parts of the Middle East. Like, Kemet was huge. It took up all of that. And Egypt pulled a great heist in flipping the information, right? That I would have to do a whole nother, you know, I definitely need to do another live. I need to do a live talking about that. But I actually did a video about that maybe about 2 or 3 years ago called The Great Heist. You know, basically highlighting this heist, right? The pyramids, all of that, that is from Kemet, not Egypt. but Egypt is what they now call it. So whenever you hear people saying ancient Egypt, they're basically saying Kemet, if that makes sense. So that's what I mean when I say I'm Kemetically inclined. The pyramids, all of that, that's Kemet. Pyramid of Moses in Oakland. Okay, yep, the pyramids over here in California, over in the US. My life path is a 9. Are you a 369er too, Ra? What's your life path a 9 by? Are you a 27-9, a 18-9, or a 369, a 36-9? If you know, let me know. Let me know. Just means that whatever you count all the numbers up to, what does it equal before you get the 9? This year is 2026, which is 10, which is 1. Yep. Well, if you're in that year, I'm in the year of 2018. So 2018 is a universal year of 11, which is really 2. So for those of us, according to the 5D calendar and aligned with it, we're in our universal year of 2 rather than a universal year of 1. But we bridged a gap. There's a bridge between us from January, from Capricorn to Pisces. Those 3 months, we are all at the same universal year of 1 because we were in 2017 until our new year hit in spring and we just entered into 2018. But for those 3 months, we were in 2017. So when they hit 2026 in January, then we're all, that's when we can all bridge the gap. We're all in a universal year of 1. Year 1 of my reign. Parents' connections. Parents' connections. What do you mean, Jessica, about parents' connections? What happened to the parents' connections? Just so I have clarity on what you're saying. I am the 333 Serpent Bearer prophecy. Oh, that's a lot of 3s. 33, 33, and another 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 5 3s. Hearts right back at you, Jessica. Let me give you some hearts. Let me send some hearts. Those hearts I'm sending right to you. Egypt is here in Mississippi. Yep, that's what the pyramids on this side. Pyramid of Moses in Oakland, California. Yeah, that's what the pyramids in the US, when they speak of the pyramids being in the US and they said that this is the real Egypt. And I get that. I don't knock any of that because it could very well be that. I just stick to what I know in Kemet, you know, whatever I'm Kemetically inclined with. Was there a cheese tea? King Tut was Kentucky. What? I would have to look that up because I know they said the pyramids and all of that is here, that it was all flipped. I'd have to look more into that, and I definitely don't doubt it because a lot of stuff they flip. Was there a cheese tea? What do you mean by that as well? Can you explain that to me? A cheese tea or a curse? Was there a curse? If there was a curse in Egypt, I'm not sure if that's what you mean. The Tower of Ra, the Temple of Osiris, their Temple of Taurus, the Temple of Set, Hoover Dam. I'm in Arkansas, the original Jerusalem. Okay. Okay, so y'all got that map from the flip of it, of where everything is over here, a few miles from original Nile. If you find an Old Testament from before the 60s, the image of America says ancient night. How do we learn? Well, there's a lot that you can learn through, let me see. From me, I get a lot of my information from the Book of Life Within. Even what I'm telling you about Kemet, and what I've done a video about, it's not information that I read. It's because I go within, I meditate, I go within and I get downloads and answers unlock. And in meditation, I get taken places. Like I got taken to the pyramid. So it is when you really go within, you get more information, but you can always look it up. You can look up Kemet. It's not much information on Kemet because when you look up Kemet, if you Google Kemet, they don't really give you much information on Kemet. It's really hard because Google has captured Kemet under ancient Egypt. So I find that when I want to know certain information that has to do with Kemet, I have to ask Google what it means in ancient Egypt. See, sometimes we got to understand the language, the translation language of Google in order to get the answers that we want, because they have it worded certain ways. So you can Google, but you have to say ancient Egypt to get some of those answers. Or you can look up Kemetic information. You can probably YouTube. There's certain people that have this information now. So you can probably YouTube Kemet to get more information about Kemet. Because by now there's a lot of people that do different documentaries about Kemet, even though not all of them are really accurate. But you can just start doing your research there, just kind of find out a little bit more about Kemet. You can dig with ancient Egypt, but I would do my best to get the information from Kemet, right? Because, like, for instance, things like when you hear Osiris, Isis, and Horus, those are the Greek names of when they took it from Kemet, and those are the Greek names of these, what they call ancient Egypt. The original, the Kemetic names are Asar, Aset, and Heru. So, it's really digging deep to find these answers, but you have to look deep to find Kemet, right? For me, if it wasn't for meditation, I probably wouldn't know what I know. Yes, the paradox. One of my responsibilities was placing the capstones on the pyramids. What? I believe that one of my responsibilities was going back into the pyramids to retrieve something. We have to stand to the 13th calendars to break the closed 12 circle loop. I see 12 as a, what do I call it? The cyclical completion that is all inclusive of me, the 13th. That's usually how I see the 13th. Even like with the 12 disciples, inclusive of Christ's consciousness, the 13th. So the 12 is, for those who can really read into the 12 like that, the 12 is that cyclical completion, but with the understanding that you make the 13th mark, if that makes sense. So I don't believe in being trapped in any loop. So for me, the 12 is cyclical completion with me as the 13th. Yes. So before I go, because see, now my throat is like, let me clear my throat. I'm going to share what I can share with you all. I may have to do, you know what? I think I'll just do another live tomorrow to share some more of this information. So if you can come through, because I can go more about what this full moon was highlighting. I did a video about it on both TikTok and YouTube. So if you see the video, I have to go back and post it for YouTube. But on the video, I kind of go into what this full moon was about. And that was just a download that I was going to share with you all. So, and I really wanted to go into the chakras. So since this chakra infusion was is really focused on the throat chakra, I'll talk about it tomorrow, since tomorrow is a throat chakra day. I also have some information about, and this came out of a dream 2 nights ago, and I know I need to share this information for also some alignments that came up with that dream. And this has to do with the fatherhood wound. And a lot of this stuff is coming up because, like I said, Neptune and Saturn is squared with Jupiter, and Jupiter is expanding the wisdom, our wisdom, so wisdom expansion in the house of Cancer, family life, home life. So there's a lot that's been happening, and I'm going to talk more about it. If I don't do it tomorrow, I really want to do it tomorrow. So maybe I'll somehow see if I can do 2 lives. It'll have to be one in the day, one later on in the evening. Maybe I'll do the fatherhood wound more in the day. And Yeah, I think I'll do that. And in the evening, I'll do the one about the throat chakra and the how this what's happening with the transmutation, the transmuting of this full moon as it's working through our chakras, right? And what how we are utilizing the chakras to get through it. How we're looking at what the chakras are saying. There's a whole chakra communication. Like today is the heart chakra day, but it's a heart third eye day. So what are we taking from the heart that we're bringing into the third eye, right? What are we taking from the heart expansion, which is amplifying what third eye atlas was sharing with us? And how are we bringing that into the third eye, which we just entered the third eye season? So we want to kind of look at that engagement, right? When we first started 3 days before today, when we started on the root chakra, it was a root sacral day. And then the next day was a sacral root. So there's definitely some engagement in our root and our sacral, in our physical body and our emotional body. There's something that we need to be looking at in the very physical body, and bringing it into the emotional body, and then vice versa, taking that emotional body, which is the information, the energy in motion, and giving that into the physical. So allowing the emotional body to give into the physical body, right? So, and I'll explain this definitely some more because I know I've been on long and I could feel it. And I'm looking at 141 and I got on here at like 11 something. So it's beautiful. That means we were going good. For me to keep it going, that means the conversation was good. That means I'm thankful and I love all the input that you all were putting in. And so we're going to definitely piggyback or veggie back on this. Mañana will still be in the full moon energy, so I'll give more of this full moon information with the chakras. I really want to go more into the chakras so we could kind of look at how to utilize our energy centers, which are doorways into our soul, right? The chakras are not just here, 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 and here. They are representative of, and they symbolize, they're symbols, they're place markers, if you will, in our bodies that are actual doorways into our consciousness, because the mind moves and controls everything as it plays out in the body. So it's just that these points in the body help bring us into the mind if we can understand and overstand and understand this energetic interaction, right? Our energy centers, our chakras, or our sekemras, as it's known in Kemet. So we'll talk about that. And in the day, for those of you who want to know more about this fatherhood wound and the ancestral stuff that has been coming up, and this is a very important message. Don't worry if you don't get to the live. I'll probably leave a little mini video about it and then do a live so we can go deeper into it. And now the rain is coming down, so I know that it's time to go. You see the clouds covering. So thank you, Ra. Thank you, King. Thank you, Infinity. Who else came through? Jessica, who just came in a little bit later. Healing Circles, thank you for joining in. We were just talking about the full moon. Happy full moon. Drop some hearts in here if you can. Healing Circles, welcome in. Grab a heart, meet, follow, share the like. We were just talking about the full moon, and I gave some information about that in a video. And we're going to do a live, a part 2 to this tomorrow, so we could really tap in on our energy center, seeing how it works through the chakras. So don't worry, you didn't miss a beat. And you can always go back and watch the live. If you go on my page, you can pull the live, because we went real deep in this one right now. We went into knowing our natal charts. We talked about the 5D age of the Aquarian age, all of that, how we're quantum leaping into the next timeline. There's so much. There's just so much information. But we want to make it a practical application. And that's what I'm here for. I am an energy alchemist. I alchemize energies. I do energy work. I do quarterly workshops with the chakras, with the celestials, the full moon, and the chakras. I have a 5D calendar. I'm just summarizing, y'all, before I go. I have a 5D calendar that is going to help you get off the Gregorian timeline the false matrix. If you're looking to get into your true timeline, I do natal chart readings and any spiritual guidance into the fifth dimension if you are just waking up into that. And also, we have a retreat, an ancestral passage retreat, April 23rd. Get in where you can. There are 1 or 2 spaces left unofficially, because as I said, it goes by deposit. So first come, first serve. You don't want to miss this, believe me. In Jamaica, retreat in Jamaica. All right. So any questions, any comments, anything you want to add to it, feel free to message me, email me at akilahtextri@gmail.com. Again, that's akilahtextri@gmail.com. Lots and lots of gratitude to you all. Enjoy your full moon. Oh, do a full moon release if you have not done it. Let's do it right now before we close out. We'll just do a real quick one. I can't even light nothing right now, but we're going to pretend that I usually light the fire and light something. So before we go, let's just take a deep breath. You may want to put a hand on your heart, one hand on your heart, one hand on your solar plexus, or one hand on your heart, one hand on your third eye. I would put the left hand on the heart. Take a deep breath in and think of what you want to release. We want to release just whatever comes to mind. You don't got to think too hard. Let it intuitively come up. Deep breath in. Thinking of whatever it is you want to release. Say it to yourself. Exhale. We release and let go of what no longer serves us. We release and let go of what no longer serves us. We release and let go of what no longer serves us. And just see it leaving you as you have exhaled your breath. Whatever that is that came up for you, and if it comes up later, it applies for right now. Setting the intention right now for what it is that you need to release. See it lighting up in the flames, in the fire, burning in the fire as we transmute it under this moon. Releasing any fear-based thoughts, any lack and limitation, any guilt, any shame, any grief, so that we can self-actualize in our heart, from the root to the heart. As we've been getting cosmic injections into the earth, we're bringing it from the root into the heart, into the energetic body. And as we transcend that and release it into the love frequency, know that it is done. And again, we're going to take another deep breath and set an intention for what it is that you want to bring forth in this new year, this true year. And as we have crossed these energetic timelines, the cosmic threshold, what is it that you want to expand in consciousness? Take a deep breath in, hold, and release. Knowing that we are breathing in all of our abundance and what is here and true for our soul's ascension, our DNA activation. We hold true to that and allow it to continue to upgrade and update our soul in the truths that we behold. Hold yourself accountable to all that you intend to be purposeful in your soul's uprising. Ashe. And with that, from my heart to yours, where duality meets in the center of infinite existence is love. And I seal you all with a heart blessing, sending you from my heart to yours. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh, enjoy your full moon energy. There's 3 more days where it's still very potent. So release what you need to release, face what you need to face. Ashe. sending your energy back purified and clean. Thank you so much, Ra. My energy stays with you, me, and your energy goes with you. My energy stays with me, your energy goes with you. And thank you for the love and light. Thank you for the reciprocal energy for anyone who is sending the love that we have and that we've shared. Peace, peace, love, and light to you all. Hasta mañana.